Buongiorno e benvenuti a tutti anche da parte mia. Abbiamo sviluppato una nuova sospensione posteriore.
Suspension system, the Alpha Link suspension, you see it here, and it speaks for itself. It's beautiful and it looks very simple. It's extremely functional and it really is a work of art. For the front suspension, we invented a new double wishbone suspension with a semi-virtual steering axis. This once again to optimize filtering and also to provide reactive and accurate steering. But the real plus of this suspension that we're patenting is that throughout cornering it keeps the cast to trail constant and provides a tire footprint that's always perfect so as to be able to develop high lateral acceleration. So under any condition the driver is perfectly
Il guidatore perfettamente in fase con i movimenti dell'auto.
Even at high speeds, because driving is always natural, precise, fun, but safe and directly in contact with the road surface. And then the final touch of this layout is the new steering system we've developed with the most direct steering ratio on the market. So let's move to the next point, and that is weight to power ratio. Here we had to combine the extraordinary horsepower of the engine with ultralight materials throughout the car. We used obviously aluminum for the engine, the doors and wings, the brake calipers, the suspension, the front and rear frames and front domes. We also used aluminum and plastic material composite for the rear crash cross member and carbon fiber for the propeller shaft, the bonnet, the roof, the structure of the front seats to maintain 50-50 distribution, and lastly the carbon ceramic brakes also contribute to reducing weight in addition to guaranteeing outstanding performance and feel. Despite all this weight optimization, the car also boasts the best torsional rigidity in its class, so as to guarantee quality over time, acoustic comfort, and also excellent handling even in conditions of extreme stress. So far, we've only spoken about the mechanical features because this is one of the key factors in Alfa Romeo's DNA. Engines, chassis, and suspension must always be perfect. But today, electronics, when used not to cover up mechanical design faults, but to increase feeling and performance, today I was saying electronics offers almost unlimited possibilities. So let's see some of the unique electronic solutions and how they've been used to further increase the performance and driving pleasure of this Alfa Romeo. First of all, we have torque vectoring, the real one, the real McCoy, because there are lots of so-called torque vectoring systems. This has its double clutch that allows the rear differential to separate torque control delivery to each wheel in all situations. And this means not only overcoming the limits set by the tires, but also to solve the age-old conflict of promptness of response and the stability of the rear of the car on all surfaces, even at high speeds. Rear-wheel drive cars at times can be a little difficult to drive on wet roads or on snow surfaces and can require very invasive stability control system interventions. But it's you who drive an Alfa, it's not the car that drives you, and thanks to torque vectoring, the car can be driven safely even in the rain and on snowy roads, and it's always fun. Another pillar of the new Alfa is the integrated brake system. It's a system that combines stability control and a traditional servo brake in a single electromechanical system that's quite unique. In addition to optimizing weight, it also provides an extremely accurate brake pedal feel for the driver, avoiding the vibrations that are normally produced.
Ma soprattutto questo sistema
In the event of emergency braking. But above all, this system guarantees instantaneous brake response and record-breaking distances as a consequence. Aesthetically, too, as you can see, this system that's so streamlined and simple is an excellent example of the concept of Alfa Romeo essentiality. Another key innovation is to be found in the field of aerodynamics, which is always a distinctive trait of a genuine Alfa Romeo. We've been obsessively careful in designing airflows, and this has resulted in a very low CX, one of the lowest in its segment, and a car with a natural downforce. But since we're never satisfied and wanted even more, we also developed a front aero splitter to have active downforce management, and the Active Aero Splitter increases performance and grip, making the car safe and easy to drive even at very high speeds. However, were there no brain to coordinate and direct all this, these cars would be nothing more than soulless machines with all these electronic systems on board, and this is where the chassis domain control steps in. It's the brain of onboard electronics. It integrates the actions of the stability control system, the torque vectoring, the adaptive suspensions, the aero splitter, and it does this thanks to a neural network with algorithms that the chassis domain control assigns to specific tasks for each of these devices to optimize performance and handling. And it does this using the same processes and speed with which our brains control our bodies. The chassis domain control transfers imprinting from man to machine and does not turn the car into a cold alien machine. Our moods often change, and thanks to this brain, this chassis domain control, we can offer our customers many cars in one. The Alfa Romeo DNA Selector is developed to modify the car's dynamic behavior according to the driver's selection. It can be dynamic for high adrenaline driving. It can be natural for simple, real, everyday emotions. It can be advanced efficiency mode. First time we present this on an Alfa Romeo, it's an energy-saving mode. And obviously for high performance, there's the race mode one can choose. And whatever mode is chosen, the result is always harmonic and driving pleasure is guaranteed. So we've now said a lot about driving pleasure, but driving pleasure is not only the pleasure you have as you drive, it's also the pleasure of being in the car, the quality of life on board. And another one of our targets was to transfer the essentiality, the simplicity and elegance of Alfa Romeo into the passenger compartment too. Inside the car, the first thing we notice is that the human-machine interface consists of only two knobs. One is the one we just described, the one for the driving parameters, the Alfa DNA, and the other is for the infotainment system. All the functions are controlled by these two knobs and these two knobs alone. They're so simple that even grown-ups understand how to use them. They've been designed to be simple and user-friendly and not to be a distraction from the road, which is Alfa Romeo's remit and kingdom. And we've applied the same criteria to all the other controls. The primary ones are practically all incorporated into the steering wheel, like on a Formula One car. The steering wheel is small size, very sporty, and can be operated with small movements, providing clear and precise indications to the driver. And we find, therefore, once again, this harmonious man-machine relationship throughout the passenger compartment, where Alfa Romeo offers a high level of quality, safety, equipment, and comfort. But once again, there's something quintessentially Alfa, and that is the driver is always center stage.